Greetings from Mukwevho, Zwanga and Sachin, Louw, and we're going to demonstrate our smart file API. Now, the space our API covers as well as communication between devices. It provides a local solution to file collection, sharing, and distribution. It is mainly targeted to schools with limited internet access. Now, moving on to the implementation. For our API, we made use of a Wi-Fi hotspot module for sharing files. A USB module was used as a database. A Raspberry Pi W0 was used as a microcontroller that implements the functions of our API, and the USB splitter was also used for interfacing between the Raspberry Pi and the multiple USBs. Now moving on to the overview of our API. Our API is more of a hardware API as opposed to a web API, as it allows users to inherit functions and implement them on their hardware rather than having to connect to a server and make API calls to be able to use the functions. The demonstrator is demonstrated on a Python script that is run on a Linux terminal. The Raspberry Pi was used as a hotspot beacon that allows multiple devices to connect and download files. The Raspberry Pi was making use of the CF5 protocol. Our demonstrator shows that files that are downloaded are PDF, PowerPoint files, and Word files. Now moving on to the demonstrator. So our demonstrator, as I said, is a Python script, and it's called driver.py. So I'm just going to say Python 3 driver.py, and I'm going to run it. It's gonna load. Welcome to our demonstrator. It's a Python script. Once it's loading, it's going to ask for the person to sign in or sign up. So just to demonstrate the sign up, I'm going to press 2. It's going to ask me to enter my username, and I'll just say Max. My password, I'll just use the same name X. Then it's going to ask me to sign up with my new kind details. I'm going to say sign in. I'll say Max, then Max. Once I've entered, it takes me to another page, which is the downloading, searching, or deleting or transferring files. First, I'm going to check the transfer file option, and it's going to tell me to connect to a server in order to transfer files. To do that, I need the server at IP address, so I'm just going to copy it. Then I'm going to go to Windows. Under Windows, if I go to network and I go to under network, then I enter // the server name, then search it. It's going to start searching, and it's going to ask for my credentials in order to log in. Since our demonstrator requires, and our API in general requires the files that are transferring the files to be on the same network, the person will have to authenticate with that network, which also adds security, a layer of security. I'm just going to enter my UCT credentials. Then I've entered into our database, which is the USB that's connected to the Pi. And now I can see the files that I previously downloaded. As you can see, these are the files I previously downloaded. This includes PowerPoint files and PDF documents. Now I'm going to demonstrate the downloading of a file. I'm going to say D. When I choose a file to download, it's going to ask me if the link, because when we download files, we need the link to the website. It's going to ask me if the link is connected to a website that requires the person to log in, or if that's just a link that's in the web in general. To demonstrate the logging in, I'll just press 1, and it's going to ask me the username of that website. In this case, I'll be using Louw. I'll just enter my credentials, but I will hide them. Then it's going to ask me for my link. For the link, I'm just going to go to Louw. I've already logged in, and I'm just going to check in a random PDF. Then I'm going to copy the link. copy the link, and I'm gonna paste it. Then it's gonna start downloading. It's gonna show me the percentage and the size, and if it's done downloading, this is the name of the file, and I can search for the file. The name is I'm gonna copy this name and I'm gonna paste it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna search this. Search. Sorry, that was wrong. It's called CPU architecture 1.pdf. It tells me that the file does exist, so that's why if the file exists, that's what it sends out. Yes. Then I'm just gonna demonstrate how you can access it from your phone with a screenshot from my phone. And this is a demonstration of the phone network then using the laptop. So first of all, I need to connect to the same network as the Raspberry Pi, which is connected to my laptop at the moment, which is that Wi-Fi address. The next I have to connect to the server for the Raspberry Pi, which is the files and access the database. So I'm just gonna enter the IP address that I got from before on the demonstrator. And once I'm done with this, I log in as a guest rather than a registered user because I've already authenticated myself before on the demonstrator. This is gonna load. It's gonna open the same file structure we saw on the laptop, which is the files in the USB. And in the files, I can see the files I've downloaded today. And this is the file. There are CPU architecture is the file that I downloaded today. That's 1135, same time as the demonstrator, which shows the demonstrator was working. Thank you. Now our conclusion. Now the advantage of our API is it's an affordable way to download files and it can be scalable for larger schools. And now disadvantage is that it's only limited to Wi-Fi capable phones. What we plan on extending is so it can be able to use Bluetooth, USB, and micro SD to send files, and automation of the demonstrator as well. From Mukwevho, Zwanga, and Sachin, Louw. Thank you.